Have you ever heard about a player signing a 300 million contract and thought, wait, for a playing game? I could do that myself. We've all seen the headlines. NBA star signs 300 million deal, MLB player signs 700 million contract, and most of us think, is that even real? Meanwhile, teachers, police, doctors, people who literally save lives earn a fraction of that. Many professional athletes earn more money in a year than most people will in a lifetime. But is it fair? Are they overpaid, or do they actually deserve those massive paychecks? Let's break it down. Well, at the core, sport isn't just competition. It's business, and it's a big business. The NFL made over 18 billion in revenue in 2023. The NBA, 13 billion, and MLB brought in around 11 billion. Even college sports generated 21 billion across all schools. But where does this money come from? Well, the biggest sources are TV deals, ticket sales, sponsorships, jersey and merch sales, streaming, social media, international markets. And for instance, the NFL has 110 billion media deal through 2033. This media deal is huge for most of these professional leagues. In the MLB, the most attended team, the LA Dodgers, saw a total season attendance of 3.9 million people through 162 games. Now ask yourself, who's actually generating that money? Well, it's not actually the team owner. It's not the guy in accounting. It's the athlete, the stars that generate the income and bring people in to watch the game. That's why they're paid like CEOs, because they are the core product. Talk about some real numbers. Shohei Ohtani, one of the most talented baseball player ever, signed a 700 million contract through 10 years. It's the second biggest in sports history, though heavily deferred. The biggest is the Dominican baseball superstar Juan Soto, who signed a 15-year, 765 million contract. Patrick Mahomes signed a 10-year, 450 million deal with the Chiefs, and that's before endorsement. Lebron James earned over 50 million in salary last year. His total career earnings is more than 1 billion. The average player earns a lot. The minimum NBA salary for a rookie is over 1.1 million. The average MLB salary is 4 million. In comparison, the gross salary in the United States was 62,800 per year in 2024. This number is around 50,000 in the UK in 2024. And yes, the numbers are wild, but here's what people forget. An athlete's career is short and often risky. The average NFL career is only 3.3 years, the NBA 4.5 years, and the MLB a little longer but still under 6 years on average. But why so short? Well, it's mainly due to injuries, pressure, aging, and competition. One torn ACL, one bad season, and it's all over. And these guys are constantly risking their bodies. Concussions in football can lead to CTE, a brain disease that killed players in their 30s and 40s. Basketball players suffer from stress fractures, tendon tears, and long-term joint damage. And pitchers blow out elbows, hips, and shoulders. Unlike most jobs, you don't get to ease into retirement at 65. You burn bright, fast, and then you're gone. So the high pay, it's also a hazard pay, compensation for physical risk and short career span. These are the average retirement age for some major sports. The average retirement age for NBA players typically falls between 28 and 30 years old, with the best playing into their late 30s and only a few playing into their early 40s. The average NFL player retires at 27 years old approximately, and it's 29.5 years old for MLB, and 35 years old for the Premier League. Many players don't get paid much after their retirement at only their 30s, which is half of the 65-year-old retirement mark. Yes, although some don't get paid much after their 30s, they still earned a lot more than what most people earn in one lifetime. But if you still think it's too much, here's the reality. It's not about deserving, it's also about value generation. Athletes earn based on supply, demand, and entertainment value. Just like how a movie star might get 20 million for a blockbuster movie. There are 1.4 million accountants and auditors employed in the United States, but less than 600 NBA players, and NBA players come from around the world. There are 3.8 million teachers employed in the United States in 2024, but less than 800 MLB players and less than 1,700 NFL players. And there are millions of office workers, but maybe 5 people alive who can guard Steph Curry or throw a shutout game. Scarcity drives value, and people pay to watch these athletes, and sponsors pay to associate with them. So athletes gets paid a lot. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. Compare an athlete's salary to people doing life-changing work. A nurse in the US averages $80,000 salary per year. A teacher, around $65,000. A firefighter, often under $60,000. Meanwhile, an NBA six-man might make $10 million per year to come off the bench. This feels wrong, but here's the thing, we're not paying people based on moral worth, we're paying them based on entertainment value and economic demand. So it's definitely not fair, but it's how the system works. So yes, some athletes are overpaid. But here's the thing that makes being a pro athlete so hard. You might think, if I trained every day, maybe I could. Well, no. As Brian Scalabrine, former NBA role player, once said to a trash-talking fan, "I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me." And he was right. Even the last guy on the bench would destroy an average Jim Hooper 100 times out of 100 times. But why? Because these athletes have elite talent, discipline, and bodies that are built to compete. The average NBA player runs over 2.5 miles per game at very high intensity. NFL players reach G-forces on par with car crashes during tackles. MLB hitters have less than 0.4 seconds to react to a 95-mile pitch. That's faster than a blink. But it's not just raw ability, it's the maintenance too. Strict diets, sleep schedules, body treatments, hours of film study, weight training, drills, and off-seasons that are just less intense pre-seasons. They don't just show up and play, they live it every day for years. So when you ask, why do they get paid so much? Well, yes, they might get overpaid, but it's also 48 minutes of intense basketball, decades of effort, pain, and sacrifice to play at that level. According to research, there are over 1 million high school players in the US that play football, 473,000 that play baseball, and 924,000 that play basketball. However, less than 0.03 of these high school basketball players, or 2 to 3 out of 10,000 players, make it to the NBA. So, of course, in the end, some athletes are clearly overpaid. Ever seen a guy sign a $200 million deal and then average 6 points a game? Pitcher making $30 million who can stay healthy? Contracts don't always match performance. Owners take risks. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But in a world where TV deals and revenue sharing guarantees team profit anyway, they'd rather overpay for potential than risk losing a superstar. So, are athletes overpaid? Well, certainly if you compare them to the other works, teachers, paramedics, or military service members. Well, no, if you look at the revenue they generate, the risk they take, and the short career windows they have. So it's not really right or wrong, it's a reflection of what society values economically. They are certainly overpaid, but people pay to be entertained, leagues make money, and athletes get a cut of that. That's a system, whether we like it or not. It's not just about sports. It's about capitalism, risk, talent, and attention. Because anyone can be an athlete. So what do you think? Are athletes overpaid, underpaid, or just caught in the middle of a wild economy? Drop your thoughts in the comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, for more science, history, and philosophy, and check out our Instagram and X for more content and subscribe to The No Brainer.